August has arrived and now it's time for my July wrap up. I had a pretty good reading month actually. I read 10 books. I had this really bad reading slump in June and I finally got over it and I finished 10 books. I read some really good books. I read some books that I've been wanting to read for a long time that have been on my TBR for about a year. So I'm going to show you guys the books that I read, to give a little summary, to tell you guys what I liked, what I didn't like. So here we go. The book that I read in the month of July, I actually finished on the first day because I started reading it at the ending of June, and that is Beware the Wild by Natalie C. Parker. Beware the Wild is a contemporary paranormal about this girl Sterling, and Sterling lives in Louisiana, and the town where she lives in is close to a swamp, and everybody in the town is kind of afraid of the swamp and it knows there's something up with the swamp. It's kind of magical. There are all these legends, and there's this line of ladies who writes all these stories and books about legends from the swamp. And one day, Sterling's brother walks into the swamp after a fight, and she gets back a sister. I gave this book a 3.5 stars because I loved the story. I found it to be very original, something I'd never really heard about, but I could have used a little more character depth. I didn't really feel connected to the characters, and also the love could have been a little bit more worked out, a little bit more love in the story. I did absolutely love Lenora May, which is her new sister, and Sterling's the way they interacted with each other and they learned to kind of appreciate each other. I absolutely loved that. I do really recommend this book if you're in the mood for a good paranormal book. The second book I read in July is Cress by Marissa Meyer, which I absolutely loved. It is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles. First you have Cinder, which is a Cinderella retelling. Then you have Scarlet, which is a Little Red Riding Hood retelling. And then Cress is the, what is her name, Rapunzel? Rapunzel retelling, and I absolutely loved Cress. She was the character I connected most with. I love her. She was so relatable. I loved how socially awkward she was and how she kind of had this insta love for Captain Thorne, and it was just cute. And I loved the interaction between Thorne and Cress. I think Thorne may be my new favorite male character in this book because I loved Wolf, but I absolutely loved Thorne. Third book was so fast paced. It was really well done. I loved that the characters got kind of split up and that you got to read a lot more of them individually and going on their journey. So much happened. You got a few answers, which was really nice, and there was one big plot twist which kind of broke my heart. And if you've read this book and you know what I'm talking about, I just shed a few tears. It was very sad. Overall, five stars doesn't do it justice. I absolutely am loving this series and I'm so freaking excited to see what winter is gonna have in store for us. The book that I read is part of the duology by Casey West, and it is Pivot Point. Pivot Point is a contemporary paranormal series about Edison, and Edison has abilities. She lives in this compound somewhere, I think close to Texas, I kind of forgot. But all these people in her town have abilities. It has kind of this X-Men vibe, which I absolutely loved. And Edison, when she has to make a choice, she can kind of go in the future and see what if she chooses A and what happens if she chooses B, and then she kind of goes back into herself. And then she, of course, can make the decision because she kind of sees the outcome of either decision. Edison has to make a pretty hard decision because her parents are getting divorced, her mom is staying in the compound, but her dad is going to the normal people world, and she has to choose who she wants to live with. And now I absolutely loved getting to see this story develop. It was so fun reading two different stories from the same perspective, seeing what happens. Both of the stories had a love interest. It was very cute, it was fluffy, like every Casey West story. There is a little bit of mystery involved in here, which was absolutely thrilling. It was so much fun. I gave Pivot Point 4 stars. I also read the last book in the duology, which is Split Second, also by Casey West, and this follows Edison's decision and the consequences of that, and also her best friend, which is called Layla. I don't really know how to pronounce it. So we have Layla's point of view, and then we have, of course, Edison's, and it was fun. And in the end, the two came together, and it was just fun and awesome, and it was kick-ass, it was fast-paced, it was easy to read. I gave this book a 5 star. I got a Comic-Con last year, Comic-Con Tampa, because we went here, and it is Sinclair Children of the Night by Emily W. Skinner. This is a dystopian fantasy paranormal series. I don't really know how to tell you what it is about, because it's just like this dystopian Manhattan, and when the main character Sybil finds a diary by this girl called Blair, all these supernatural events start happening, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about it. It has a lot of strong religious elements, which you don't really find out that it's all religious. At least it didn't really click in my mind until the ending of the book when it got real religious. The amount of character and world building kind of lags a little. I gave it 3 stars. The author was so nice, so I really wish I could have given it more stars, but there were so many things that I didn't get, and it left me so confused when I finished it, so I kind of cannot give it any more stars than 3. Another book that I have had on my TBR list for over a year, about last year, is Mystic City by Theo Lawrence, and this is another dystopian fantasy paranormal series about this, again, dystopian Manhattan. And the back says a magical city divided, a political rebellion ignited, a love story that was meant to last forever. And this is kind of a Romeo and Juliet retelling. You feel connected to the main character because I found her to be a little ignorant, to be very honest. I hated the families. Like, I hated the Rose family, I hated the Fosters. They were such bad people, you guys. It was like ridiculous. Also, the love was kind of the main love interest was kind of insta-love, but it was kind of a love triangle, and it wasn't just really, until the ending you find out what really happened and you're like, oh my god, this is so cute, but because you don't really know, this is not gonna make any sense if you've not read the book, but the ending, there goes split second. But at the ending you find out a lot. Most of the plots were very predictable, which is also kind of made the story a little less interesting, but at the ending you get a few answers, but honestly, out of all the answers you want, you get only like teeny bits of answers. A lot of questions left, and also the main love interest is cute, but you're kind of something like, oh, mood swings. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna tell you guys about it. I gave it a 3.5 stars. Then next, one of the best books I read this month is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I absolutely loved the fairy tale aspects. I loved that the costumes, the way they were transformed, is something that are not from the original fairy tale was implemented in here. There were so many things that I absolutely loved. I thought the love was amazing. It was fast-paced. It kept me on my toes. It was just absolutely amazing. And I loved the whole political aspect of this book. It was fast-paced. The fantasy was amazing. I loved it. Our main character sometimes made some stupid mistakes. The book I have for you guys is Siren's Fury by Mary Weber, and this is the second book in the Storm Siren, or is it the Elemental? No, I think the Storm Sirens series. And I read the first book back in February, so kind of slow. It didn't really happen a lot. For the first 120 pages, I was like, whoa, this could have been done in like 40 pages. It was really slow. Not a lot happened. It was kind of an in-between book, just making sure that the story kind of developed further, so you can see. It's kind of a bridge between the first book and probably the third book. I think the third book is going to be very freaking awesome, because the last 80 pages of this book were awesome and fast-paced and just as amazing as the first book. And also something happens with Nim's power, which I loved her elemental powers, and something happens with them, and I think that's the reason why I didn't really like this book as much. I gave it a 3 stars. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of debating if it's 3 or 3.5 stars. I do think the third book is going to be absolutely awesome, so I'm really excited to see that. But for this book, I just gave it 3 stars. Last 2 books I have, I don't have a physical copy. I read them on my e-reader, my lovey e-reader. So I'm gonna put pictures here because it's fun. So the first book I read is Some Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover, which is new adult contemporary, and it was so good, you guys. I loved it. The story does involve a love triangle, but oh my god, best love triangle I have ever read. It was cute, it was heartbreaking, you loved all 3 of the characters, and that was amazing. I would have liked to see more of the characters, Rich and Sydney, interact with more characters, because Sydney doesn't really have friends of her own or family or anything involved in the story, and Rich does, but there are only like, in total there are only like 2 or 3 characters. Each of them really interacts with a lot, which kind of doesn't really get you the sense of, doesn't really get you a good sense of their personalities. I think Rich's personality came across a lot stronger than Sydney's. I absolutely loved it. It was cute, it was funny, it was heartbreaking, and it kept me so entertained and so involved, and I just loved it, and I really recommend it because it's one of those summer reads that you just want to read on the beach. I read it in 2 days, I loved it. Go read it, I gave it 5 stars. The next book I read is Confess by Colleen Hoover. So I loved, maybe someday, but oh my god, I freaking adored, loved Confess so freaking much. The story deals with a lot of very heavy issues, some serious issues, but it kind of gives you hope and faith in humanity, and it will also not faith in humanity because some things happen and you're like, whoa, this is some heavy stuff. But it was amazing. The last chapter had me crying, like bawling. It was so beautifully sad and perfect and heartbreaking at the same time, and it was so good, you guys. I loved it. It was a very good book. It is 5 stars. Oh my god, read Confess, please, because it's so freaking awesome. So let me know if you've read any of the books that I showed in this video, and if you have read some amazing books in July or some books you didn't really like, warn me about those. Also, let me know what kind of books you're kind of gonna read in August. We're getting more to the fall season, so I have a lot of paranormal books. Like it's a whole stack down there with paranormal books, and I'm really excited to read them this fall. If you have any video requests, leave them in the comment section below. Make sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe to my channel, and I really hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!